Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Simon from Siphon TCG, and I'm gonna go ahead and put this on full screen. And I am finally back from Charlotte at U.S. Nationals, and I'm gonna tell you, I am so tired. I just slept for about 10 hours, and it feels like I slept for one. You can kind of even see like how my voice is still kind of raspy. It's been a very, very long weekend. If you guys were staying tuned to the live streams, um, oh, it was a great weekend. I should have a video coming out later this week, kind of breaking down the Honduras tournament and the vlog. I'm gonna put out some other content first, only because I do want to kind of rest this week and take a little bit of a break. So I'm gonna prepare a lot of videos before I actually start editing stuff, so you guys have some stuff to watch. So today we have another episode of Art of War, episode 5. We're gonna have Control Dash versus Iyslander. I will go ahead and tell you ahead on, this is the hybrid list. I don't know if this is exactly Michael Hamilton's list. I haven't actually got to look at it and break that down yet, which we might do in a future video. But right now we're just looking at Iyslander. This is us going in blind, right? We didn't know this is hybrid going in ahead of time. And we're control dash. We're all control dash out the gate. We're not hybrid. We are control dash the whole entire time. I will openly tell you this. The unfortunate part about how our build currently is, and this will be changing, is we are not really prepared to go against Iyslander naturally within our deck. Obviously, we have plenty of Arcane Barrier on our side, but you will see multiple D-Reacts and things like Fighting Spirit in there. Like, obviously, like if all Iylanders move to hybrid, it's not that bad. Well, at least the Fighting Spirit's not that bad. That's all you got. Unfortunately, we have that, and I think we have one other D-React. I can't 100% remember which one it is. It's Springboard Somersault's in there, but it blocks for 4. There's another D-React there, and that's just not great. It might be like a Sync Blow or a Fate Scene. And obviously, if we're assuming it's the control version, the tempo version, we're not going to get any mileage out of it. But at the end of the day, once we condensed our deck down and added cards back in, we added stuff that had the most pips in it. So if you see some word cards in there going in Iyslander, just understand what those are in here for. So going into what my deck is trying to do, this is trying to attack the very aggressive meta here. We have tons of life gain packed in, we have tons of D-reacts, we have ways to mitigate damage, and all of that doing and being able to return small amounts of chip damage here and there. The one reason why I do like the pistol boot is actually not something that actually physically happens. Now, why are you calling me during a video? That's pretty awkward, isn't it? Is pistols. So pistols can summon to Kodachis. They're very small amounts of damage that people don't really want to give a card. If you're Kodaching for 1 or pisting for 2, unless that is lethal, opponent's not really going to want to block that. So we can actually get a lot of chip damage in for free. And we're doing this while we're blocking the majority of our opponent's damage. Healing damage with cards like Healing Bomb. Healing damage with things like Fighting Spirit. If our opponent is playing like a fire or something, we have that's all you got to draw cards. Like, we have a lot of stuff packed in. We even have things like This Rounds With Me to mitigate a ton of damage from like a Dromai or a Fi. And that's what we're going to do. We're here to mitigate damage, gain life, chip in damage here and there. So you will see that some of the game has already transpired. Unfortunately, this is on my end. I'll go ahead and break down what the first few turns were for my end. I started with Induction Chamber, obviously, in this matchup. Obviously, it's a pistol build. We're going to want at least a chamber in there. Second turn, I found another chamber, so I pretty much used my whole hand to block out as much damage as I could. I believe he threw a couple physical attacks at me, so I almost immediately knew what version he was on. And then third turn, I found a Purifier. So you can see where his life total hasn't changed, but I'm setting up a board state. I'm trying life for board presence, which is usually what the Icelander's doing in a lot of matchups. Again, I have not fully looked at Michael Hamilton's list, if this is it. I know he's playing most of the cards, like the Wounded Bull, the E-Strikes, the Fighting Spirits. But again, I don't know. I don't know the deck in totality, what all the game plans is. I do know he actually did have extra cards. I believe he had 66 cards in this matchup, so I don't know if he knew I was Control Dash out the gate. But let's get a. I will also let you know, you will be seeing me flick back and through chats and stuff. Only because I was live streaming, I was trying to make sure the live stream was good, and then I had a few people chatting. but hopefully it shouldn't be too much of a distraction. Again, I apologize. I haven't done. I didn't actually intend to do this exactly for my live stream, but this was a very interesting game, and I wanted to show off this new build of Dash that I've been working on. It's actually very similar to the one I got top 3 at Nats, and I will be making some changes and hopefully come out with a video soon. So let's go and get into it. And, okay, so you can already see there. And see, I'm not going to know when I do it, by the way. So, what we do there, oh, I can't move my camera, unfortunately. Okay. Right there, we're going to tunic, put our counters on there. So right now, we can attack a total of 3 times for 3 damage. It's 9 damage. Pretty self-explanatory. It's very nice. It's very consistent. Not a lot of mana needs to be going to it. So just for the attack itself, you just need 2 mana, I believe. As long as the pistol's already loaded, 3 if it's not already loaded. And then any other mana there is just for your real estate to load stuff or block, or if you're on defense to block. So we're gonna come with pistol for 3. Again, this is not something our opponent would like to block. There's kind of no reason to block here. Also, I will up the speed here. Alright, so we're gonna shoot pistol for 3. Opponent does line up a block here. You're gonna see me exit out some stuff. Please ignore this. I apologize. Again, this is not a video I intended to make at the time, but this was very interesting watching it back. Well, watching more of it back rather. So we're gonna trip it for 1 here, and we get the arm piece. We're gonna give it a go again. We're gonna load it back up. We're gonna shoot for another 3. And our opponent can easily give us another card here, and not actually have to worry about it because they can Coronet to peak and then Arsenal blue. So blocking here is not horrible, but then they're going to definitely take another 3 damage if they choose not to block. So I think at some point they are going to take 3 unless they want to give us 2 cards, which I don't believe is efficient. So you see we ship in a little more damage there. I actually have I haven't used the opportunity to load everything if I'd like. So you're going to see me pitch a blue here. There's a massive amount of blues in the deck, so I don't mind pitching the blue. It's slowly what this deck is made to do. So here I will explain this. I don't know what possessed me to think this, but for some reason I was thinking Findle's Fighting Spirit costs 2 to attack. So, I was actually going to just keep everything loaded and just swing Fighting Spirit, because I would gain a life, and I'll be sitting 6, which would be a decent amount of damage. Take our opponent down to 26. Only for 2 resources. Now, that would be cool if it actually costs 2. But fortunately it costs 3, so I can't do it. So I believe I just shoot pistol here. I don't remember if I shot pistol. To be honest, because we know he's on the physical version, it would just be best to take take this. So I just actually choose the Healing Bomb, interestingly enough, to gain 3. Okay. So opponent's just gonna come with an E-Strike for probably 7. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, there's just no way I did this right. There's just no. Oh dear God, it's just all bad. Oh my gosh, it's all bad. There we go. Apologies, guys. I am so sorry. I just really want to show this game off. Alright, so we're gonna have E-Strike for 7. You're gonna send me block with Fighting Spirit, Core. That's what I got. Block it up and gain life. Right here I'm left with 2 blues. So, pretty simply here. Obviously, I can Whisper the Oracle to start setting up stuff, but realistically, most of the stuff in the deck is there to do the same thing, so there's no reason to Whisper in this current moment because I'm not looking for something, and I'm not really close to my next pitch stack. Opponent's going to respond with Tron Lake Frigid, but that's why we run a bunch of blues. Alright, so we're going to get a Frostbite and Tron Lake, so next time we call Spy 2 rather, sorry. But again, This is not something we're upset about. We have plenty of mana to do all this. We probably just won't be able to reload any item. So attacking for 3. Opponent is not Waning Moonjet. And here I know what I'm talking about here. I know I'm just talking about the value of having the second chamber out, just being able to do more damage. So our opponent goes into blocks. We obviously go to reactions. We give it go again. Check up chapter 929. And that's all the deck is aiming to do. This is the only thing the deck's here to do. Do the ship damage. Now you're going to see me without an arsenal, but here I don't care. I'm definitely going to be somewhat aggressive with my pistols here. And losing an arsenal doesn't really matter. When a lot of times the arsenal card doesn't really do much in control dash, at least in my opinion. Unless it's like a card that heals or like a D-Rec from arsenal. I don't really value putting anything in the arsenal over being able to get more damage out. If it's free. And there, it was definitely free. So opponent's just going to peek us. So what I can assume, what I can probably assume here, right? If our opponent has kept a 3-card hand and is aiming to peek us, obviously they wanted to get the ice card there, but the fact that they didn't give us a card either means A, the card does not block, or B, they're going to put like a blue blue Ice Fang, and they guarantee want a ice card or a blue. They want to make sure, no matter what, that it happens. Or possibly it's a D-React. Those would be the things I was detecting here. Here, I could just fire off the Solace. It doesn't really change anything. Yeah, it doesn't. It really just doesn't change anything. I was just kind of firing it off to fire it off. And because I wanted to play with Solace, I did have to pay 1, so having the yellow there was kind of nice. And we're stuck with 2 blues, which I don't know if it's exactly what we want. So, a couple options we have here. We have this rounds on me and a throttle. Obviously, the throttle does not have text except the blue pitch. So, it would cost us 2, 4, 6. So, 6 mana if we just wanted to load all of our items and pass. We could play this rounds on me purely to draw a card. So, we could have an arsenal if we wanted to, right? Again, don't need it. Arsenal a throttle and just playing it isn't horrible. It's just not great, and it's not really what goes into our game plan. But that's honestly not the greatest plan either, because then we're giving Iyslander a 5th card, so it's going to be a 6-card hand, which can just enable way too much. So the smartest thing, obviously, here to do is just load every item and pass. Opponent responds with hypothermia. Now, the reason why I don't like this hypothermia here, you already have a channel lake. I am not swinging this pistol. It would be so inefficient for me to swing pistol rather than just load all my weapons. Now, if you just want to get this hypothermia out of the arsenal, okay, you know what? See it, chip in 3 damage here. So you're basically making me choose between loading items and taking 3 damage. But the issue is I'm always going to take the 3 damage to set up my steam counters. And this hypothermia could have been literally just saved. It literally could have been just saved. Because think about this now. Now the hypothermia is going to be gone. Unless you have another one in hand that you're going to arsenal, I now get to play my next turn free. When I play my Technopalm Poser, I go to reactions, activate my chamber, then you respond with hypothermia. My turn is now over. But the Iyslander unfortunately just sent it. I don't really understand this play outside of just wanting to chip in damage, but damage is not really important in this matchup, at least in this stage of the game. It is just setting up board presence. Yeah, so we pretty much get to freely just set everything up. Unfortunately, I did not realize I didn't have 2 floating at the time, so I tried to load, but that's fine. That is fine. Opponent just comes to Waning Moon us. That is fine. We'll eat 1 of it. Take 2. Hopefully we'll go back to our game. There we go. Opponent wanted us to accidentally manage back up, but that's fine. We do have the CNC, which I actually do like in this matchup. So at the time I was thinking possibly that He could try to frost hex me. As control dash. This is again without knowing its build, so I put the CNCs in. CNCs make Icelanders get rid of their arsenal. So like a lot of times I see Eternal is there, and then try to keep it there if they possibly can for a bigger play. But whatever thing is in their arsenal now, they have to get it out now. So it could make timing weird. Let's hit another E-Strike for 7. There's no reason not to block with 2 cards. Keep 2 cards. I will say this, again, I don't know the contents of their hand, but I feel like trying to keep Charm Lake around was a little bit smarter, but maybe they weren't able to. So now we're just going to CNC them. I'm just gonna wait for pistol. CNC will get more cards out of their hand, and again force out their arsenal if they were trying to keep something there. So they're gonna Oasis the CNC. That is fine. They're gonna take 1. We'll take 2 rather, but they pretty much just take 1 because of the hill. And we're not happy about. I mean, we're not upset about any of this. This play pattern would have happened on their turn anyway. We would get peeked into an arsenal anyway. So. Oh, okay. This is the turn where he wounded bull. Oh, I thought that was next turn. Okay, so he chooses to wounded bull me here. It actually works out fine because he actually had a frost hex. So he will keep showing out and he gets a swing phrase. So what wounded bull does for those who don't know, because this is a new card, not a new card, but a newly unveiled card that Michael Hamilton played in his U.S. Nats winning list. When you play wounded bull, if you have less life than your opponent, it gains +1. So now you're looking at a 3 for 8. 3 for 8. The only downside of the card blocks 2, but I think more often times not using this on the offensive. Honestly, not bad rate. So if I wanted to cleanly block this, I would have to use 3 cards. Well, obviously I'm just going to use 2. The smart thing is at least use 2. Probably say the Fighting Spirit. Do I choose to fully block this? I do. Okay. So since I'm choosing to fully block this, it appears that I'm looking to maybe just load pistol, shoot pistol, pass. As you see, what I'm aiming here to do is, I think taking 1 that would have been fine, so I can have more of a turn. But yeah, I probably just shoot pistol here. Alright, yeah, shooting pistol too. So I guess the reason I could have had this was, again, the damage is free. It's 2 damage. A card in my hand for 2 damage. That's pretty much unblockable is good. I'm keeping him chipped down. So I think in this control versus, I don't really know what to call that version of the deck. I mean, it's hybrid, but like the deck in totality is keeping life. I want to keep his life total lower than mine. Alright, cool. So my headset just died in the middle of the video. Sweet, epic. Again, we will not we are not editing this out. So yeah, keeping his life total ahead of me. So if I can keep like everything exactly 10 apart. So let's say we trade damage for damage for the rest of the game. I win that exchange pretty hard. So it's actually now on him to aggressively get my life total down, or he will eventually lose. So that's why I think shooting pistol there is fine. So he's gonna come for Scar for Scar. He does have go game because he has that left life. I could always just respite here, just pitching the somersault. Doesn't really accomplish a ton. Oh, I'm just gonna let this go through, I believe. No, I choose to somersault this. Okay, this is a weird play. this pitch a yellow? What the heck? I'll admit, there's actually no reason for me to somersault this. If I wanted to block any damage, I should have just always respited. I could cleanly have blocked it. I mean, I guess the somersault's not doing much anyway, but the somersault could just pay for the respite. Unless my logic here was, if he goes like Surface Scar, go again, Aether, Ice Vein, Fused, which I don't know if the list plays. I could have kind of cleanly blocked that out, because I would have had one floating, I could have no ruined. Maybe that was the logic I had there. Logic would have made the most sense. I'll just block this. Okay, so I guess I'm just choosing to mitigate as much damage this turn. Straight up, okay. Oh, okay, I'm pointing out Channel Lake. So because of the Channel Lake and the likelihood of a blue card, and Jesus, this turn's nasty. We want to do all that and then peek me. But I guess I was thinking, like, with the Channel Lake out and most likely having a blue card in the arsenal, I would have gotten disrupted pretty hard that turn. And it might have been hard to really do anything relevant. I guess like logic. But unfortunately, we do get the tunic resource, so we can load pistol, shoot pistol for 2. We can do it for 3 if we really want to. But I did tunic here hoping he actually had disruption. If he actually disrupted me, I wouldn't have cared. Actually, so it's going to be an Icy Eternal. I don't actually remember an Icy Eternal being played here. Unless, I'm trying to think. I should don't remember this Icy Eternal. Okay, opponent takes it back. Okay. I was say I do not remember an Icy Eternal being played. Alright, so we each have a tunic resource. So option I have, and now unfortunately we know it's an Icy Eternal in the arsenal. This is where it tries to make me in turn when I do not want to. So we can activate Purifier, load pistol, shoot pistol for 3. Again, keeping this about 10 life lead. Giving the onus to there. But we choose to keep the Purifier for a bigger turn, so we just choose to shoot pistol, I believe. Yep, we just choose to shoot for 2. Okay. You can see me the while I'm trying to take my phone out, guys. Taking the phone out of the case and shoot for 2. Okay. So right now, 9-point lead. Again, even though I say 10, like the 10 really is more of a formality. Just keeping a decent distance between both of us is fine. Alright, we finally get the phone out of the case. A little side commentary. So we see Tunic, Resource, Polar Blast. This was not played from Arsenal, so it does not draw a card, but this is just pay red if it doesn't. Next attack gains Dominate. So he's going for 8 Dominate. Oh, Lord, is the most broken card. If I was printing Uprising, I have 2 of them in my hand. I have 2 Oyster Spites, so I am going to give up 3 cards here, but I'm going to take absolutely no damage. Which again, this is fine. It was a lot of resources on both parts. I think we both used, what, 3 cards? Yeah, 3 cards for 3 cards for no damage to be dealt. And I don't really care the arsenal of this Plasma Purifier, but part of me thinks I actually just load pistol, shoot pistol here. I can just sense it. I can just sense why okay, yeah, I did. So, the reason why I do it here is going in the next turn. Next turn, I don't have any, next turn I actually have 1 to 2 cards in hand. I will 100% be able to do everything, right? So some turns can kind of get awkward if he has a blue in arsenal, and I have to load items then use items. This way, I don't actually have to commit any resources to loading anything. I can just start shooting, right? Now we do see the 1 of each strike from I forget the guy that got 3rd at Nats. I talked to him. The 1 of each strike I think is interesting. It's kind of similar to what their deck is doing. Like both our decks are actually trying to do like the control game and somewhat pivot into some physical attacks here. So we could E-Strike for go again and shoot, but I actually choose here to just get another Purifier. So this is pretty much, this changes our damage from 9 to 12. Because it's currently 9, because we can load pistol and shoot pistol 3 times for a total of 3 damage each, which is 9 damage. Now we can do it for 4 3 times, which is 12. Which is pretty nice. So now we are fully set up, so we can really start taking over this game. I do believe that our board state is pretty broken at the moment. So we probably block with 2 cards and then that's all you got, or 1 card and that's all you got. Currently, Remembrance isn't actually doing anything, which is unfortunate. But it will be used to pitch some stuff. I don't actually think there's anything in the graveyard I really want at the moment. So we're gonna use our blue to load Purifier. Then we're gonna activate, and realistically, our opponent would never really respond to any of this. They would respond to the first pistol or me activating Enchantment to respond. So here is where we would be waiting on our first chance of our opponent to respond. We do have 4 damage on Able. We're going to give it go again. Opponent still does not respond so far. Now our opponent responds with Blizzard. So we can do something pretty nice here. We can receive the Frostbite. Oh, this is where Telchar bugs out. You gotta give me 1 second. So now I have the Frostbite. Blizzard is on the stack. We're just waiting on opponent to pass priority here. What if they say they're waiting on me to pass priority? I'm like, dude, I'm still waiting on it. There we go. There's Tunic. Heals are floating to pay to get rid of the Frostbite and Tunic. We go back up to 2 resources. Then we pay. So now we still have a card in hand. This is why Tunic is broken. And then we can load pistol, shoot pistol, and ask our opponent how much damage they'd like to take, or give me some cards. Alright. We're going to run pretty low here, which is very nice for our build, because again, we can shoot for 12 a turn. So now a full turn is lethal for the rest of the game, unless he decides to gain life through other manners. Weird enough, he saved his whole entire turn. I think I even say that, I was like, dude, if he saved the whole entire turn to E-Strike for 7, I can't do this. And he did. He took all that damage and pretty much almost locked himself out. He's going to eventually get himself locked out of the game just to E-Strike for 7. Now, amazingly, I can just D-react for 6. I can just, that's all you got, and take 1. So, you took all that damage just to deal 1 to me. So, I think that is an exchange I will happily take. So actually, I don't think I actually shoot here. What I believe I do is shoot, Sunkiss to gain life. Opponent's going to Code Snap me, try to disrupt my turn a little bit, and 1. Could also try to Striders me. I'm at 25. I'm not in threat to being killed, but he could just be trying to Time Walk me. I use the turn Time Walk a lot. I will, for those who do not actually play Magic the Gathering, when someone refers getting Time Walk states, you may take an extra turn after this one. So you basically get an extra turn. So you basically skip your opponent's turn. Basically what it is, right? It is currently my turn, so he just finished his turn. He's going to try to disrupt me so I can't actually take any actions, and it immediately goes back to his turn. So it's like he casted a card that says, skip your opponent's next turn or take a next turn after this one, right? Um, I know I've said it in a lot of events and people go like time walk. So I did want to kind of explain that real quick. So we have anyone coming in for 3. I kind of just eat that and say thank you, come again. No reason to pay. So we have a frostbite, we have an induction chamber being loaded, and then we can just keep loading. That's all we should be doing. Then we can Sunkiss game 3. Good shoot as well. So what we could do is if we decide to shoot, so we actually don't have any frostbites, so we can actually still take our turn as not normal, right? We don't have any floating. We could shoot for 4, and then Sunkiss, or we could just we could just shoot for 2, give it go again, play Sunkiss. Those are 2 valid options. I do think damage is coming through no matter what. But our opponent actually blocks with Fighting Spirit, so they'll gain life. That is fine. That's when I realized they're playing red-yellow. So we're going to give it go again. Oh, did we have another reason? So we're actually going to choose to load it again and shoot it again. I don't know if I 100% think this is necessary. But I guess at the end of the day, this is chip damage, and that is what we want. But it's to the point where like I think this game is way too hard to lose. So I guess most of the decisions don't actually matter here. We're gonna choose to mitigate some of this here. This is where we are getting time walked on our turn. Don't really care. Just gonna load and wait for the next turn where we can do anything. I go pistol and pass. This is very loose to attack. I think we would much rather set for a bigger turn. But again, I guess the logic here that we had at the time is it's free damage. Fortunately, we draw the heart. We're in we have triple our opponent's life. We draw heart. Sand's not great, but we can definitely work with this hand. Opponent's gonna show us that they have a Frost Hex. So when actually you see the Frost Hex, the thing I immediately start thinking is that our opponent is now going to aim to play very defensive and attempt to OTK us. The issue with that is they're at 7 life. They do not have enough time to attempt an OTK. They need to be very, very aggressive and try to strip our hand. Unfortunately, cards like Blue, Aether Ice, Vein do not do it. He is helped out because he does have Insidious Chill and Aim Device to get at least 3 cards out of my hand. But again, we do not care at this current moment. He is doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing. But there's literally nothing he can do. It is inevitable. So we're just waiting on priority. Opponent is going to Waning Menace for 2. We will just soak all this damage up. Soak up all that 11. We do put the heart on the top, just in case things do somehow go very, very wrong. We can hit our heart sooner. I highly doubt that one yet, though. We're gonna we tunic instead of committing a card. So wait for our opponent's disruption. Now we can easily just pitch, get rid of the frostbite, activate pistol, Do I shoot? Believe I shoot pistol for 4 here. It's literally half his life. So like you can see now, he's at 8. Literally, I press 2 buttons, half his life. He does have a sync below here, which is really nice for him though. He plays 1 card, mitigates all the damage, which is cool. Which is cool. Like, can't hate. All right, we're gonna try to sync below again. This is the efficiency of the pistol build, especially in this portion of the game. It's just so consistent. It's so consistent. And especially when you have tempo like this, the game is just so easy. I would like to stop doxing people. I mean, I'm not doxing people, I'm just using that as a funny joke, but, yes. So, he actually doesn't even coordinates peek me here. I do wonder what his hand is. So, we know the card with Arsenal is Frostex. He's not in his second cycle yet, so I actually wonder why he doesn't coordinates peek me here. Unless the card was red. If the card was red, then it makes sense. So he has 2 Frostexes out, so he actually, funny enough, is... you did hear me say earlier that he doesn't have enough time to go for Frostex, but when you just draw them back to back before your second cycle, like, it is what it is. So, hello? What in the world just happened? Okay. Oh, I also got right to the exact moment I needed to be. Nice. So there's gonna be another Frostex. And once this happens, I know shields are completely down and I have a full grip. So the game is officially now over unless he just blocks with hand happens to draw exactly Icy Eternal. I don't believe there is any comeback potential now because he no longer has an arsenal and I am not being taxed at all. Iyslander also has a lot of 2 blocks. Flusher hurts. And I'm going to be coming in for 12. And if he was to block with every single card in hand, he could only block 9. So 3 would leak through that way. And let's just stop all the outside distractions. Thank you, everyone. So he's going to give me Coordinate Speak, which is completely fine. We'll take that, honestly. We'll take all your equipment. Here you accidentally see me activate second timer. There's no need. We're going to shoot pistol for 4. He's going to now activate Storm Striders. At least I believe he is. I know he is taking back things a lot. Let's see if he actually... So he's going to try to red Aether Ice Vein me. Okay. This is a big play. Try to trump my turn. Little does he know, there is still 4 damage coming through no matter what he does. And you have 1 card in hand, so either A, you lose the card in hand, or B, you take 4, go to 2. I don't see where any of this is good. Smart thing, obviously, is just to soak as much damage as possible here. Doing the math, I probably could have actually found a way to kill if I took less damage, but I'd rather obviously just play way smarter here. Actually, no, I didn't have another pistol shot, so no. This is the best we can do. So we're going to take him down to exactly 1, unless he blocks up Tunic, which I believe he does. Yeah. So I'll go down to 2, so now he's super locked. So now, even if he blocks with everything in his hand, if I can shoot pistol 3 times, he is dead. Now I do find yellows and reds here. That's fine, we have at least 2 blues. And he just get time walked. So that is going to be the end of the game, barring some major catastrophe that I don't know could even exist. I'm even trying to think the worst thing that could happen. So we're gonna load, activate, shoot for 4. Draw opponent, he is 100% dead. He's gonna block, take 1, give a go again. Opponent goes to 1. He's gonna try to respond with Blizzard. Little does he know, we don't care. We unfortunately do not care. Nice frostbite, by the way, dog. Nice frostbite. And boom goes the dynamite. Shoot 4. See, unfortunately, I can't tell because I'm out cam if I have a resource loading. Looks like I do not. But now I gotta run a 1. So again, and got time walked again. So we're gonna try this again. This time we have tunic, full of extra resources. Alright. Let's do this song and dance again. 4 damage. Pull up blocks with brothers in arms. Chooses to pitch an E-pot, which is unfortunate. E-pot does not block, but now he pretty much turns it into a block too. And now I officially know the game is completely sealed. Our opponent cannot live through this turn unless they have exactly an Oasis Respite. No, Oasis Respite doesn't even get to do it either. Well, there you can kind of see the breakdown. By the way, just look at the play time versus the game time, dude. Jesus. What? Wow. This game felt really nice to be on the controller. So, why am I cheesing? By the way, eyes real quick. Why am I cheesing so hard? You guys see this? You guys see this? Why am I cheesing so hard, dude? Why am I smiling so much? Look at my cheeks. But there you can see where Control Dash just took over the match and was just the way more efficient deck. I do believe our opponent did misplay a few times, but I even think with our opponent's misplays we would have won that still. Maybe we just be a little bit less life, but the better control deck won. So big notes there is again, prioritize getting your items out as dash. The moment you at least have 2 induction chambers at minimum, you can swing for 6 a turn, right? And you only need, let's say you go into the turn with nothing loaded. To be able to do the 6 damage, you need to put red, 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 red. So you need 4 resources. So if you can block with 2 cards, keep 2 cards, you're gonna be okay, because you can start doing that. But then, and then whenever you start getting more resources, as long as you have 2 blues, you can start purifier, have the same turn. And then, depending on how much damage your opponent's doing, you can add tunic, so to shoot the 3rd time, or maybe block with 1 card, shoot 3 times. Because once your opponent gets like sub 20, or yeah, I'd say sub 20, the game gets very, very difficult for them if you have a life lead. Because once you have the double purifier, double in chamber, you're swinging for 12. If you're able to shoot 3 times, that's very, very scary. And now, if they don't take damage from pistol, they have to use 2 cards, which is inefficient. So a lot of times you can start leaking damage through. I will be workshopping this build a bit. There are a few changes I want to make for the Iyslander matchup, even though I do believe a lot of Icelanders are going to hybrid. In case they are not, I would like some more game into them. Because the way I had the sideboard, I believe I had 7 D-Reacts in there, and it accidentally turned out well, but I don't see all Icelanders playing the hybrid build. I do see a lot still playing the Tempo and the OTK build, so. Again, hopefully we have a video of that soon. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys like, favorite, and subscribe. Comment down below. Your feedback is always appreciated. Oh, I hope you guys enjoyed the new intro. I got sponsors, Inked Gaming, and my home store, TG. Hope you guys check them out. It's been your boy Simon from Siphon TCG. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.